Welcome to the night arena at Southern Virginia University for today's men's basketball game, featuring the Apprentice School Builders and your Southern Virginia University Knights. President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia University staff, thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. The NCAA and USA South Athletic Conference promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or intimidating actions directed at coaches, players, officials, or any other team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Also, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco use is strictly prohibited. Please stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Thank you for your cooperation. In accordance with tradition, at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Mattia Murray, a freshman on the women's soccer team.
Dear kind, gracious Heavenly Father, we are thankful for this beautiful day, and we are thankful for the visiting team to get here safely. Please bless both opponents that they will be able to play to the best of their abilities, and no accident or injury will fall upon anyone. We love you, Father, and say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if you will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem.
welcome everybody out to Southern Virginia University Day at Knight Arena for today's matchup between Southern Virginia University Knights and the Newport News Apprentice School Shipbuilders. I'm Colby Camp alongside here with Brett Schroeder. What are you looking forward to seeing here today, Brett?
We're looking for a good basketball game where, you know, two teams that are battle tested. You know, the Apprentice Shipbuilders are coming in knowing that they are 2-1 in their regular play, but they've also come off 2 exhibition games against D2 schools. One Emory and Henry and one UVA Wise, which will give them some experience. But as far as Southern Virginia, I think they're going to have a good home crowd here. We're going to have the hype, and they also have the advantage of playing in their own gym where they practice shooting every day.
Yeah, the students are trickling back to campus here after the Thanksgiving weekend, so there's a bigger crowd here already. Bigger crowd already here than what we saw Tuesday versus Washington and Lee. It was a tough game for the Knights. Washington and Lee came out hot from the start, took an early lead and never looked back. So I know that's one of the keys today. Coach Wardenberg talked about coming out a little bit better and stopping the Builders in transition.
For sure. Yeah, a couple other keys that I talked to Coach Warner about is needing to create outside shots for his team, but also on defensively, not allowing the Shipbuilders to get to the basket. They are more than capable of driving to the basket, having several players in double digits figures right now on the season. But the key stat that the Knights need to focus on is the Shipbuilders are not an outside shooting team. They like to get to the basket, they like to charge hard and get to the foul line as well. So definitely need to stay in front. And then also stopping their transition. They're a fast team, they're a young team, but have some that have some good experience. So here we go. So Shipbuilders maintain the possession off of the tip and look to get into their offense. As the Shipbuilders go to the basket, number 20 puts up the shot. Miller and off the mark. Rebound by Southern Virginia looking to push. Conley gets the rebound, pushes it up to Sean Kendall. Kennedy looks to start the offense. Conley drives middle. Looking over to Robertson, back into Kennedy. Short clock. Knights need to look to score. Kennedy shoots. It looks like they start off with a turnover. The difficult for the Shipbuilders is they're going to pack the middle as well to make sure that they have making Southern Virginia to shoot outside as well.
Yeah, Southern Virginia has a couple outside shooters, but not shooting at a great clip so far this season.
Little miss for an inside finish from the Shipbuilders. Nice look to press. Robinson looks like shoot. Olsen gets the offensive rebound and put it back in. Malachi needs to show up for the Knights today. He needs to have a good game, both on offense and defense, as he's the presence inside. Oh, looks like a scramble for the ball. And Robertson picks up the foul.
That's a good start by Olsen the other night against Washington and Lee. They really packed it in against him. He had a hard time finding any space to maneuver, so good to see him get an early bucket there off an offensive rebound.
Hemman for the Shipbuilders looks to bring it up court. Robertson applies pressure. Good defense by the Knights interior, staying straight up on that basket. Here comes the Knights, they're running. Olsen at the top, hands it off to Connolly. Looks to drive, and we get another bucket. Sean Ely taken to the hole, being strong. Shipbuilders looks like they get the offensive rebounds, outside shot. I think Coach Wardenberg is fine having them shoot the outside shot since they are not the very best three-point shooting team. Looking at their stats, they're only 18% from beyond the arc this year.
He also mentioned he wants to keep them off the offensive glass as well. You know, driving the lane, close shots is going to give some offensive rebounds, and he stressed that before the game to keep them off the offensive glass.
Yep. As you can see, the Shipbuilders are an athletic team. They like to crash those boards. Another outside shot, missed from him. Coach Wardenberg is asking for one more pass. If the Knights be able to move the ball. Good, strong move. Good and strong move from Baker. He'll be shooting 2. Koa Baker, a freshman from Eagle Mountain, Utah. He's really stepped up his game in the last couple days, showing some good maturity. You know, as Southern Virginia is a young team, they have a lot of freshmen, a lot of new players coming in. I mean, you look at the starting lineup right now. Olsen is the only one that started last year, so Coach Wardenberg has done a great job making sure that everyone is on the same page, and you can see that the team is getting better each game and each practice. Koa knocks down 2, brings the score to 6-0. Shipbuilders look to get some points on the board as well. You can see that the Knights really pack it in, tempting them to shoot outside. Again, that strategy of Coach Wardenberg allowing the Shipbuilders to shoot outside is working, and Olsen scores on transition. And the Shipbuilders looked like their timeout and might be an injury on. Coach Key from the Shipbuilders calls a timeout. We're gonna watch. Robertson kind of came up limping there. Not sure exactly what happened, if he rolled an ankle or what, but we have a substitution coming in, number 11, Brian Tapia, coming into the game for Robertson.
Yeah, I didn't see, Brett, what happened to Robertson out there on the floor. They had that offensive rebound and a quick outlet to make that bucket. I don't think Mark Robertson made it past half court. Seems to be trying to walk it off, though.
Number 11, Brian Tapia.
Well, the Knights are sticking to their game plan and executing well. I mean, they are eliminating the offensive rebounds for Apprentice, allowing them to shoot outside more than get into the paint for it. But there's the first points for the Shipbuilders. Eason on the bucket.
Foul called on number 15.
Foul called on Abe Connolly, his first. Coming in for the Knights, number 32, Dane Ibsen. Sorry, Dane.
Yeah, Dane had a pretty good game the other night against Washington Lee coming off the bench. Hit a couple three-pointers.
Jaden Eason hits his foul shot. Looks like we have some blood on Kennedy's hand. He'll need to be checked out. So, you know, Apprentice is an interesting school. They are a school that is a trade school that they every player has a trade that they're learning, and it's tended to the maritime industry. So whether it be a ship fitter or pipe fitter, or machinists or something like that, they all learn that so they can work in a shipping yard.
Yeah, I was looking, they actually take classes on the clock to learn the trade. So I guess they all have scholarships one way or the other, you could say.
Yeah.
Because they're getting paid to go to class and learn the trade.
That's it. Looks like Olsen drives middle, looking for a pass. Kicks out to Brian, short on the 3, but gets his own rebound. Kennedy drives with the left side and hits it with his right hand over a couple of Shipbuilders, bringing the score to 10-3. Shipbuilders are back into it. Tony Epps handling the ball over on the left side, passes it over to Smith. Smith drives middle, kicks it back out to Epps. Epps for the 3, and he hits. Epps is the only Shipbuilder that's really hit any 3-pointers on a consistent basis for this year.
That time he got a good look. Was able to knock it down there for the first 3-pointer of the game from either team.
So Virginia shoots. Shipbuilders are on the run. Epps back into the left front court. Tries to pass it through the middle, but Koa picks it off. Baker's on the run, passes it out to the right side. Kennedy for 3, just short. Off the fingertips of Olsen, and it will be Shipbuilders' ball.
Media timeout.
Looks like we'll have a break in the action with a media timeout. So Colby, as we've seen in the first 5 minutes, what's really stand out for the Southern Virginia Knights?
Well, I think so far they're doing a better job of running their offense than they did early in the game the other night against Washington and Lee. Getting the guys involved. Like I said, Malachi Olsen, hasn't been hampered so much by the down low guys so much. The other night it seemed he'd catch the ball and he had 2 or 3 guys around him. Immediately made it difficult for them to get in the offense.
Definitely. Yeah, as the Knights really slow that pace down, because you can kind of tell that the Shipbuilders want to run that and run in transition. I mean, Coach Wardenberg mentioned as well that they need to stop them on that transition so that they can really make them play the Knights' pace of play. When they work the ball around on the outside perimeter, make the Shipbuilders play some defense, they're going to get some outside looks. They're going to also get some cutters to the basket for some buckets.
The Knights seem to be getting some pretty good looks at the basket. Also, Sean Kennedy, he seems to take a couple minutes to get into the flow of the game, and then I'd look for him to assert himself a little bit more here the next 5-10 minutes of this first half to see what he can help create out on the floor.
The Shipbuilders have Eason and Epps have scored 3 points each. The Knights have Baker and Olsen scoring 4 points each, with Kennedy adding 2. So here we go. It looks like the Knights right now are in a zone defense, might want to pack it in. Again, allowing the Shipbuilders to probably shoot outside, which they are willing to do. But at the same time, they got to keep them off the glass. Smith looks like he shot his own and got his own rebound, going to the line, shooting 2.
Foul call on number 21, Malachi Olsen, his first in the game.
Malachi Olsen picking up his first foul.
Kyrie Smith to the line, shooting 2.
Coach Wardenberg asking what kind of foul that was for Olsen. Kyrie Smith had the line, made his first, looking for his second. Sophomore out of Virginia Beach. Virginia makes 2, brings the score up to 8 for the Shipbuilders. Kennedy brings the ball up on the right side, looking to initiate the offense. Knights are kind of stagnant on offense. Malachi comes up, gets the ball. Here's a steal. Hawkins lays it up off the glass. Olsen tried to contest, but still got it. Kind of an ill-advised shot from
Good hustle there by Baker, though. He grabs that as it was going out of bounds and threw it off one of the builders.
Yeah, heads up play for Baker to grab that and throw it off. Give the Knights an extra life here. Olsen gets it into the low block. Baker cut down the middle, but missing. Olsen goes up, right hand fadeaway, and it's good.
I think Coach Wardenberg will take that all night if they're going to go one-on-one with Olsen there.
That's right, yeah. If Olsen has it down low, he should have free reign of making any of those shots. The Apprentice isn't overly tall, but at the same time, they can get off the floor and jump.
Definitely a very athletic squad Apprentice brings in here.
Kennedy passes up to Olsen, back to Kennedy on the left side. Drives to the baseline. Malachi fills to the outside and hits a three. Love it when big men shoot the outside shot. Really spreads out the floor. Really opens up the middle as well.
Good to see him find a little bit of a rhythm here in the first half.
Apprentice puts up a shot, no good. Olsen with the rebound. Knights look to run. Baker brings it up the right side, goes middle, kind of loses the handle on the inside, passes it to Dane, but gets stripped by Epps. Epps brings it down, passes over the left side. Shot up and no good, but Baker gets the rebound. Pushes left side. Kicks it out to Dane. Dane shoots another three. I think he redeemed himself from that last shot, you know. I like the confidence of shooting in transition. You know, the Knights extend that lead to 6.
I think that time Dane shot that ball a little bit more in rhythm. Got his feet set under him and knocked it down.
Shipbuilders have it on the lower baseline side. Kind of goes up. Easton tries to go through 2 people, but kind of gets a block. Kennedy drives middle. Stops block. Passes it out to Brian Tapia, but he misses his first shot. Hawkins takes the 3. Rare make for the Apprentice, but hey, you know, you leave someone open outside on the 3-point line, any college basketball player will be able to hit a shot.
And you know the coaches are going to want them to take that shot. You can't just pass up shot after shot. Otherwise, the defense not going to have to come out and put any pressure on you.
Timeout on the floor. Knights lead 18-15 over Apprentice. We'll have a couple of new players for the Knights coming in. So we'll try to read them off as they come in. But Coach Wardenberg, if you were in the huddle right now, Colby, what do you think Coach Wardenberg is saying?
I think he's probably, you know, telling them to watch a little bit on defense. You know, they're still getting a couple open shots and not be afraid to be physical with them. Looks like the Builders don't necessarily love the physical game. They want to maintain that space and use their athleticism rather than banging bodies down low.
I think also we looking at the stats right now. You know, Southern Virginia is really making sure that they are rebounding well. They're, you know, they have a couple offensive rebounds, but then on defense they have they're leading with 12 defensive rebounds as well. Turnovers about even, 3-1. You know, Knights have turned it over a couple more times than needed, but we'll kind of clean those things up. Out on the floor for the Knights right now, we have Robertson, number 15, Connolly, number 55, Karchner, and then also number 12, Jex, back on the floor.
It's good to see Robertson was able to come back from that injury earlier on in the game.
Yeah, we'll have to ask our trainer what he was suffering from, whether it be an ankle injury, maybe he got taped again. But yeah, good thing he's back on the floor. Knights need him on there. Jex out in the corner, hits a 3. You know, those inside-out shots, that's gonna really create some havoc for the Shipbuilders as the Knights can drive, penetrate, have everyone suck in and then be outside open for a three-pointer.
And that combination was really one of the bright spots for the Knights against Washington Lee the other night. Karchner came in with some really strong minutes, as did Jex.
Good hits a shot for the Shipbuilders, cutting the lead down to 4. Karchner passes over to Connolly. Connolly on the left wing, passes over into the corner to Robertson, back into Karchner. Good, strong post move, and up and in. But here comes the Shipbuilders, right back at it. Jumper short for Smith. Jex brings it up the left side, passes over to Robertson. Robertson looks to drive middle, stops, passes over to Jex on the right side, a little long on the three-pointer, long rebound. Hawkins looks to drive and gets tipped out by Robertson for the Knights. Will remain Shipbuilders ball.
You're looking over the roster here. I don't see anybody with the size here to compete with Karchner down low for the Shipbuilders, so look for the Knights to go down to him quite often.
Ball passes up to Smith on point. Over to Hawkins on the right side. Back over to the left side, into the corner. Good move by Smith. Foul called. Looks like it's on Connolly. He picks up his second.
Foul called on number 15, Connolly, his second in the game.
That's going to take him out probably for the rest of the half. Knights are going to lose a little size with it and his length. Smith at the line, misses his first.
Number 1, Koa Baker.
Coming back in for the Knights, Koa Baker.
Looks like the refs are going to conference here. Make sure they get the foul on the right player.
That changes everything. I mean, now Karchner picks up his first, but allows Connolly to not have 2 and allow him to come back into this first half with 10 minutes left. Smith misses both. Ball battered around, but ends up in Robertson's hands up to the left side. Looks to drive right, kicks out to Baker, back up to Dane. Gibson again hits a 3. That ball movement for the Knights is really effective, especially if the Shipbuilders really collapse on the drive. That kick out to three-point shot is going to be wide open every night. Hawkins takes a rare 3 and hits. Knights still lead by 6. Jex brings the ball up the right side. Passes into middle to Karchner. Back over to the right side, dribbles, back to Jex on the right wing. Little give and go action. A spin move by Karchner, but comes up a little short. Epps looks to push for the Shipbuilders. Bounce passes into, looks like good, but got stripped out. Knights look to run, but the pass was just a little over Jex's head.
Builders, number 4, Sean Ely.
Coming back in for the Knights. Number 4, Sean Kennedy. Also, Malachi Olson, number 21. And good thing, Abe Connolly is back in with only 1 foul instead of 2 fouls. Looks like Coach Key calls a play for the Shipbuilders. Epps brings it up the right side, over to point, passes it interiorly. Good defense by the Knights. And it looks like good for the Shipbuilders, picks up a frustration foul on the defense, on the defensive end. Baker looks to pass it in, and the Shipbuilders add a little full court pressure here. Let's see if the Knights can handle that pressure. Robertson gets it up the left side, passes it over to Conley. Good patience for Conley as he makes that bucket, gives a couple pump fakes, allows the Shipbuilders to get up in the air, and easily puts it in for 2.
They did a really good job handling that pressure that time.
Ely, turnaround jumper, little 15-foot jumper for him. Knights lead by 6. Baker brings it up to Robertson on the left side, backs over to the Kennedy. Up top to Olson. Hands off to Conley. Conley shoots a 3, comes up short, tracks down his own rebound, shoots another 3, this time long. And the Shipbuilders are running with it. Here comes their transition offense. Epps tries to go to the middle, cannot finish with his left hand. Knights get to secure the defensive rebound. Kennedy brings it up the left side, over to the right side to Robertson. Robertson looks to drive middle, backs it out, passes it over right side to Olson. Good drive by Olson, really hangs his head, hangs in the air, lets that defender fly by him, brings the ball out, brings it underneath, and scores that layup. He's looking to finish that 3-point play after this media timeout.
It was a really good take there by Olson. Faked the 3-pointer, got his guy up in the air, then made a really athletic move to get fouled and put the basket in the hoop.
Yeah, I think he thought about shooting that 3, but he saw that lane open up, and I liked how he attacked the ball and attacked the basket really hard.
They'll have a chance for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. The bucket and the harm. See if he can knock down the free throw.
And that also puts Good for the Shipbuilders, picking up his 2nd foul. You know, looking at the Shipbuilders roster, actually Good is one of their taller players at 6'6". So if the Knights can put their tallest player on the bench for the remainder of the first half, they will definitely have a size advantage down low.
And the Knights, like I said, go back to the point we made where the Shipbuilders just don't seem to want to get too physical down low. They like their space, want to use their athleticism. You know, and Coach Wardenberg has done a really good job of mixing his lineup up and making sure there's some big bodies down low to bang with them.
Again, Knights are still leading with their rebounds, having 17 total rebounds to the Shipbuilders 7.
To the line, shooting 1.
Olson at the line.
Koa Baker with 6 rebounds here early. Still in the first half. That's a good number for the whole game.
He's a ball hawk. Yeah.
Leader in rebounds on the year though, so that's expected.
Olson comes up just a little short on that rebound. Not sure if it actually hit rim or not, but little nerves.
I think he'd like us just to stick with, came up just a little short on that.
I'm sure Coach Wardenberg will have him in the gym tomorrow, or actually on Monday, shooting a couple more free throws. Apprentice sets up, looks to do a little dribble drive, and scoring. Hawkins down the middle. Knights lead is cut to 6. Kennedy brings it up the right side. Drives left, looks to get penetrated to the key, passes it off to Olson. Back to Kennedy at the top. Looks like he drug his foot just a little to cause a turnover. Ball goes back over to Apprentice.
Caleb Molesky now is checked in for the Builders. First time he's been on the floor tonight.
Epps brings the ball up, dribbles to the right wing. Passes it back over to Hawkins. Hawkins, another 3. Little long. Baker with another rebound. Pushes the ball up to Olson on the left side. Contested shot. Shipbuilders bring it back up. Hawkins passes it over to Epps. Epps on the left wing. Back up to Hawkins at point. Over to Malowski, back to Epps. Epps picks it over to number 4. Ely tries an outside shot, no good. Olson with the rebound, he's running down the right side. Skip pass over to Robertson. Robertson drives middle. Coach Wardenberg wanted a foul on that drive. A lot of body contact, but refs deemed that the defenders were straight up and down. Epps brings the ball up to the right side, passes over to Malowski. Hawkins gets it up the point, looks to penetrate, but backs out, passes over to Epps. Epps directing some traffic here. Eason faces up to Olsen. Short shot clock. Malowski. And great defense by the Southern Virginia Knights to get a shot clock violation.
Great block there by Connolly to get that right out of his fingers.
Wardenberg, Coach Wardenberg calls a play. Kennedy brings the ball up the middle. Over to Baker on the right side, back over to Olsen at the point, over to Conley on the left side. Baker gets it inside, double teamed. Looking for help, Robertson to Conley, back into Olsen. Olsen shoots kind of a fadeaway shot. Probably not the best shot to look at, but the short clock, he was running down with single digits in the shot clock. Another outside miss for Apprentice. And Kennedy gets it stolen. Nice drive by Ely to score that bucket. And Kennedy comes up limping. In for the Knights. Number 55, Karchner, and also number 12, Sam Jacks, back into the game for the Knights.
Coming up now, Brett, on just 4.5 minutes left in this first half. See if the Knights can make a little bit of a run here and put a little distance between them and the Builders before the half.
Conley gets it at the point. Over to Baker on the right side. Gets his man in the air, drives. Karchner underlow, no good, gets his own rebound, but gets blocked again, but Baker gets the ball and secures it. Skip pass to Jets. Robertson drives, hangs, and hits. Good body control by Robertson on that drive. Epps bring it back right side, steps in and hits a fadeaway just inside the three-point line, so we'll give him a 2. Robertson brings it up the left side. Pass over to Jex for 3. Little off the mark. Here comes the Apprentice Shipbuilders. Epps takes it to the basket, kicks it off to their man. Number 22, Eason, scores 2. Knights lead is dwindled down to 2 now. Karchner at the point. Looking for help, hands it off to Robertson. Robertson spins, drives middle, kick out to Connolly for 3, no good. Foul inside off of the rebound. It's like number 35. Pacheco Ortiz. He picks up his first.
Timeout on the court.
Another timeout on the court. Colby, we've seen the Knights lead by as many as 8, maybe even 10. Now they're leading by 2.
Yeah, we got the Shipbuilders got a little bit 4-0 run here since Karchner and Jex checked into the game, but I'd look for those two to score some points here in the last 3 minutes here. They've been, like I said, they were a boost the other night every time they came in against Washington and Lee. Looks like Baker's going to come back in as well here, so look for the Knights to make a good little run here. The Shipbuilders have gotten a little bit out more on transition here in the last couple minutes as well, so I think probably what Coach Wardenberg is telling them right now is to be careful, make sure they're getting back in transition, not give up any more of those easy baskets.
Both teams are shooting around 40 to 42% each. Southern Virginia has that edge there. And surprisingly, the Shipbuilders have made 3 out of 9 3-pointers, where the Knights have shot 4 out of 13. So the better shooting, three-point shooting team is actually the Shipbuilders right now.
Yeah, a little surprising they've knocked down those three-pointers, but I think as the Knights continue to get the open looks, they'll get better as the game goes on from deep.
Epson back on the floor for the Knights. Nice pass it into Karchner, looking to get into Baker. Baker gets it under low and scoops it in with a left hand. Knights really need to expose that mismatched size advantage, as Baker had a smaller defender on him. Knights look like they're back into their 2-3 zone. Epps passes it up to Ely. Ely over to Smith, back to Ely for three. Bounces off the rim. Robertson secures that defensive rebound. Brings it up the left side. Gets a screen by Karchner. Now drives, but blocked by Eason. Here comes the Shipbuilders. Baker stands his ground and takes that charge. You can tell that the Knights have been working on it in practice, because both coaches, John and Adam, were both telling Baker to stand straight up and get out of the RA, the restricted zone, so he could take that charge.
He did a really good job of sprinting to his spot and getting in a position to take that charge.
Knights look to inbound with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. They have a lead of 4. Baker brings it up the right side. Pressure by Smith. Inside to Karchner. Karchner trying to keep his balance. A little off balance on that shot, but Baker gets that offensive rebound. And with Karchner's stumble, he actually did not exit the key and he got assessed a 3-second call. Olsen tried to check in, but a little too late. Epps brings the ball up. Dribbles over to the right wing. Passes it over to Ely. Ball over to Smith. Skip pass to Ely. Drives middle, gets interior, but broken up by Knights, but loose by Ibsen. Karchner with the rebound. 2 Shipbuilders on him. They pick up a foul.
Foul call number 4, Sean Ely, his first.
Sean Ely picks up his first.
Knights, number 21, Malachi.
Knights will be in the bonus in the next foul. Baker looks to pass it into Conley. Back to Baker. Baker brings it up the left side. Guarded by Smith. Passes it over to Kennedy. Into Olsen. Olsen looks to make a move. Double team, kicked out to Ibsen. Ibsen drives baseline, passes it into Baker. Baker misses a short jumper. Rebound, Shipbuilders. Epps brings it up the court. Drives right. Another offensive charge. Olsen standing strong to take that charge.
Again, a good job by the Knights getting into a good defensive position. Wasn't quite sure if they were going to get a charge on that, but at least they looked like they knocked out of bounds, but the refs say got a charge.
Kennedy brings it in. Coach Wardenberg calls for a play. Looks like they're getting into their horn sets. Kennedy drives it over right side. Nifty behind the back. Dribble, passes to Olsen back into Kennedy's hand. Short clock. Knight swings it around the 3-point line. Conley misses a corner 3. Ball battered around, but the Shipbuilders secure that ball. Epps brings it up. Passes over to the left, back to Epps on the point. Looks like the Shipbuilders will hold for one of the final shots with 22 seconds left on the clock. 10 on the shot clock. Epps has it. Bounce passes inside. Comes up short. Waiting for the refs to call, and they call a jump ball. With 11.6 seconds, Coach Wardenberg calls a timeout. Draw up one final play for the half. 30-second timeout.
Good call, Ref. Good call.
I'd like to take this time to thank our corporate sponsors, Straws, Drinks and Eats. If you ever visit Little Small Buena Vista, head down to Straws, Drinks and Eats on Magnolia. They serve up some very flavorful soda drinks and little snacks that they have. You been there, Colby?
I've been there once. Been there once. You know, you got the different sodas mixed up with the different fruit flavors. I think they have some mozzarella sticks and jalapeno poppers if you like that type of thing as well.
Love it, love it. They usually broadcast the games on their projector screen as well, so we'll say hi to anyone that's down there listening in. Knights pass it in. Kennedy, short clock, 8 seconds. Gets trapped right over half court. Baker gets it, drives middle, going up with the left hand and beats the clock. Heads up play by Baker as the time was running short. All the Apprentice builders were on one side. And he got the ball on a skip pass from Kennedy, took the lane, and scored.
Yeah, Kennedy got trapped there, looked to be in a little trouble, but was able to find his way, make the pass to Baker with a great take to the hoop right at the buzzer. So that'll put the Knights up by 6 going into the half. Invite everybody to go grab a quick snack, maybe a leftover turkey sandwich here from the holidays, and join us here in a few minutes for the second half.
needs. So we will have CC and Colton be on this court, and then Aaron and Chloe be on that court. We're all going to start at half court. You guys will have 45 seconds to make a layup, free throw, and a three-pointer. 45 seconds. The winner on each side wins a $5 gift card to Straw's Drinks and Eats.
Let's go, CC!
You guys are going to start at half court. When I say go, you guys are going to run, take the ball, do the layup, free throw, and then three-pointer. You guys got it? Let me get my timer.
What is your name, buddy?
All right, 45 seconds. Are you guys ready? 9 seconds. Are you guys ready? Yeah! All right, on your marks. Get set. Go! We got Aaron with the layup. Chloe missed the layup. So we got Colton already on the free throw. Come on, Aaron, we need you to make this. Ooh. Here we go. Colton's looking to seal it with the three. Ooh, just off. We got Aaron close to working on the free throws.
Welcome back, everyone, to the barn here on Southern Virginia University campus, where the Knights are leading the Apprentice Shipbuilders 36-30. Colby, what are some of the good things that the Knights are doing in the first half?
Well, the first thing that they're doing very well is rebounding. You know, they have twice as many rebounds as the Shipbuilders have, so that's gone pretty well. Their defense has gone pretty well also. They've also taken care of the ball. Only 7 turnovers there in the first half. I think one thing that Coach Wardenberg would like to see is maybe them cause a few more turnovers from the Shipbuilders and get them, you know, widen the gap in the difference in shot attempts.
Definitely. I mean, the Knights are really killing it on the boards right now, having 26 rebounds versus the Apprentice 13 rebounds. But at the same time, you know, the Knights have to be aware that the Shipbuilders can come back pretty fast with their transition offense, scoring it in a small amount of time on the shot clock, getting those shots up.
You know, one thing as I looked over the stats that was a little surprising there at halftime was the points in the paint. You know, we talk about the size advantage that the Knights have. You'd expect them to have a little bit better advantage on points in the paint, but it's 22-14. So we talked about that a little bit. The Shipbuilders really do like to take the ball to the hoop and score around the bucket, even though they may not be, you know, tall and bulky.
That's right. The thing also, the Shipbuilders have been producing off of the bench. They have 23 points off of the bench versus the Knights 11. So if the Knights will really want to secure this win for today, the bench has to come in, make sure that they produce as well as those that are starting. So here we go, start of the second half. Apprentice will be able to start the ball with the ball. And Easton passes into Epps. A little pressure from the Knights. And it looked like it was just a turnover, but the ref says it was a tip ball. And Hawkins scores with a reverse layup. It's like both teams are coming out with a little more ball pressure to allow them to maybe create some more turnovers, create some offense as well. Conley gets it into the corner, passes it down low to Malachi. Olsen pump fakes and goes up and hits for 2.
Good to see Olsen pick up right where he left off in that first half.
Shipbuilders bring it up the right side. Looks like Epps passes it back over to Smith. Back to Epps, skips it over to Hawkins. Hawkins drives middle pack over to Epps to the right side. Drives baseline. Tipped. Looks like it hit the basketball standard. It will be Shipbuilder ball.
You mentioned the bench points, Brett. And Alvin Hawkins was the leading scorer for the Shipbuilders with 14 in that first half, and those were all coming off the bench. And he starts the second half on the bench as well.
Looks like Coach Key is trying to pick up some players that will score. Nice run on a steal, and Kennedy scores with his left hand. Brings the score to 40-32. Epps dribbling out to the left wing. Back over to the right. Smith gets it at the point, passes it over to Moore. Skips it over to Epps. Moore at the top. Dribbles through 2 Knights, puts it up, and no good.
Foul call to number 3, Shamarcus Robertson.
Robertson picks up his second foul. He's going to put Moore on the line. Shooting 2.
Shooting 2.
Moore shooting one more. Misses. Conley gets a rebound. Robertson brings it up the left side. Pass it to Baker, inside to Olsen. Olsen spins in the corner. drives baseline, gets stopped by 2 Shipbuilders. Puts it up, but no good. Baker tips it out of bounds.
To the Builders.
Ball passes into Epps. Epps brings the ball up the court. Dribbles over to the left wing. Now penetrates, kicks out. But Olsen stays strong in the middle as Epps is in the air. Olsen takes the charge.
Offensive foul call, number 3, Tony Epps.
That's going to be his.
That's the second or third charge taken by Olsen tonight. So he's had a good night getting in the right position.
And then gives Epps his second foul as well. As we've seen, Epps is the ball handler, the point guard for the Shipbuilder. So if we can, if the point guard goes out, might be some problems for the Shipbuilders. Robertson drives, kicks it out to Baker. Baker in the right corner, passes it up to Kennedy on the right wing. Kennedy gets a screen by Olsen, drives hard, no call, but Olsen is there to clean up for an offensive rebound and put back 2. Shipbuilders back down the floor. Epps at the point, dribbles over right side. Passes it over to Smith. Looks like there was a holding call interior. Olsen picks up his foul, another foul.
Foul call, number 21, Malachi.
That's his
Olsen.
second.
His second of the game.
Apprentice, baseline inbounds. Moore gets it in, drives middle, stop. Smith drives middle as well. Kicks it over to Epps. Ups to Hawkins at the 3, no good. Little fight for the rebound. Shipbuilders come up with it. And number 22, Eason, puts it back in for the offensive rebound.
Little unfortunate there for the Knights that both Olsen and Baker were right there and just bumped each other.
Olsen kicks it out to Conley for 3, off the mark, but Baker gets another rebound, passes it to Conley, who drives to the basket and scores. And Coach Wardenberg calls a timeout.
Timeout, SVU.
So with 16 minutes, 38 seconds left in the second half, Knights extend their lead by 9.
The Knights have done a good job to open up the second half, extending their lead by 3 points. To this point, you know, in the first 3 minutes, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Wardenberg comes out of this timeout with.
Yeah, they'll have to, I mean, there's going to be some small adjustments there, but overall, I think the Knights' strategy of coming into this game, making sure that they keep Apprentice out of the key, driving or off the offensive rebounds is holding up for the Knights.
But that was Koa Baker's 9th rebound on the night, along with his 4th assist there on that last play there to Abe Connolly.
Baker's kind of flirting with the double-double right now.
So Baker's having a nice night so far. 8 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on the defensive end.
And that is exactly what Coach Wardenberg wants out of his freshmen, is a solid stat line like that.
Alex Weiland is checked in now for the Knights, his first appearance in the game. Number 23.
I know he's had some wrist injuries early on in this season, so good to see him back on the court. That pressure defense that the Knights throw at the Shipbuilders as they cross half court causes some issues, and it looks like a turnover. Kennedy brings it up the left side. Looks looks to pass, but it looks like the screen by Olsen. Over to Robertson. Robertson to Conley. Back to Robertson. Drives right, but misses. Rebound, Ely up to Hawkins. Hawkins on the left wing, drives middle, flicks it up, bounces around, no good. Offensive rebound was ripped out of Alex's hand by Eason. Was able to put it back up, and he's going to the line.
Foul called on number 23, Alex Whalen, his first.
Whalen picks up his first foul. An immediate timeout is called on the floor.
Looked a little unfortunate there for Weiland on that play. Looked like he came down with the ball and the Apprentice player was able to reach around and just knock it loose and ended up coming away with it without fouling, and then Alex got called for the foul there as he went up for the shot. Good hustle nonetheless.
Good hustle in general, yes, for sure. Just being able to secure that ball, making sure that you have that possession before trying to do anything, dribble the ball, whatnot. Score is 44-35 for the favor for the Knights, with 15:50 left in the second half. Knight fans, we want to give a plug out and a shout out to Southern Virginia University. This Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. Visit SVU.edu. We have a great donor that is matching donations as they come in on Tuesday. So if you have some funds that you'd like to donate to either the men's basketball team or the school in general, those funds will also be matched.
Yeah, we appreciate all of those donors that have donated in the past, that helped remodel Main Hall up here on campus. Everything's looking good. Also doing some good things for the student athletes on campus as well, improving their facilities that they have to work out in.
Every dollar does help. Easton knocks down his first free throw. Second one is a little long. Weiland with the rebound. Kennedy up the right side. Over to the point. Looking to set up the offense. Passes left to Robinson, inside to Olsen. Olsen pump fakes, drives middle, spins to the left side. No good, but he gets a foul.
Foul called on number
22, Eason on Shipbuilders, picks up his second foul. Puts Olsen at the line, shooting two.
Malachi Olsen to the line, shooting two.
Couple subs for the Knights. Cole Baker and Dane Ibsen.
That last play was just another example of Olsen being able to overpower the Builders down low. They just don't seem to have anybody that can match his physicality.
He extends the leads to 10. Epps brings the ball up, dribbles over left wing. Looks like the Knights are back into their 2-3 zone. Ely drives baseline, gets it stripped. Kennedy passes it up and lobs it up to Ibsen, who hangs in the air and puts it off the glass for two. Knights back on defense. Epps at the point. With just under 15 minutes left. Knights have a 12-point lead. Epps to Hawkins. Hawkins is tied up with Kennedy. And there's Olsen with a good block on defense. Off the Shipbuilders, Knights ball. Jake Wilson steps in on the court for the first time this contest for the Knights. One of the fan favorites.
Apparently, he's got the crowd as loud as they've been all night, so it's good to hear.
Kennedy brings up the middle. Looks like Knight set up in a horn set. Kennedy, short jumper, no good. Wilson gets the rebound. Gives it a good try, but comes up a little short. Looks like the Shipbuilders got away with a little travel. Ely scores 2. Wilson gets it on the baseline, dribbles, and steps onto the baseline out of bounds.
I think the crowd was also giving a nice applause to Malachi Olson as he came off there. He's got 17 points on the night, 3 blocks, and 6 rebounds. So a solid night.
Solid night for a team leader.
Solid night for Malachi so far.
Epps brings the ball up. Passes it over to Miller, who just checked in. Smith drives baseline to the left. No good. Baker gets another rebound. Had 2 Shipbuilders around him. Was able to secure that ball and picked up the foul. Jaden Eason picks up his 3rd foul. Will be sent to the bench. 13:39 left. Knights have a lead of 10, 48-38. Kennedy brings it up the left side. Receives a screen by Jake Wilson, kicks it out. Well, puts it up, no good. Wilson goes for the rebound, gets it, but steps out of bounds. Epps, again, brings the ball up for the Shipbuilders. Knights still lead by 10. Epps dribbles over to the left side, pops up, number 20. Miller attempts a 3, no good. Baker gets another rebound, brings it up the left side. Koa looks to attack, spin moves inside, nothing there. Passes it out to Kennedy at top. Kennedy receives a screen from Wilson, refuses it, passes it to Wilson. Over to Koa. Baker drives middle. Malowski got caught in the air as Baker made that move and picked up a foul. Molesky picks up his first foul. Kennedy passes it, gets the ball in. Ibsen gives a screen, now cuts to the basket. Kennedy finds Ibsen underneath the basket for another 2. Great ball movement by the Knights. Epps brings it up the left side. Looking for a screen or 2. Dribbles over right. Down low to Moore. Moore pops out, shoots a 20-foot jumper, and good.
Moore for 2.
Baker brings it up. You can see that the Shipbuilders are applying a little more ball pressure as the game goes on, trying to make the Knights turn the ball over, but the Knights are handling it.
Yep, there's another steal.
Malowski takes it in, attacks Ibsen, and count the bucket.
Foul call for number 32, Dave Ibsen.
Ibsen picks up his first foul.
Media timeout.
And that takes us to the media timeout.
Yeah, after letting the Knights, double their lead there in the first, 7 minutes of that first second half. Like you said, the Shipbuilders picked it up on defense, applying a little bit more full court pressure, and they've been able to cut into the lead. Got it back down to 8 here with just under 12 minutes left. The Knights are going to have to make an adjustment here now. Try and withstand some of that pressure.
Coach Warrenberg drawing up a play off of his whiteboard in the huddle there. probably just talking about how they're going to handle that pressure, like you mentioned. As soon as that ball gets over half court, it looks like the shipbuilders are just applying that pressure, seeing if they can cause a turnover, or seeing if they could get a player kind of going out of control down the lane, like they saw the last time with Kennedy turning the ball over.
It seems like those last 2 possessions are also overplaying those passing lanes a little bit more, making it a little bit tougher for the Knights to pass the ball around, move it around the way they have been the first 6 minutes of the second half.
Knights need to be patient as they bring the ball up. Need to be patient on offense, let some clock run down, and then score with a little short clock to get a victory out of this. Wowski completes his 3-point play. Ball passed in. Ibsen brings it up the right side. Back to Robertson. Robertson passes over right side to Baker, inside to Olsen. Olsen backs down the smaller Malski. Good interior pass to Ibsen. Ibsen just barely missed that reverse layup, but picks up a foul.
Foul call number 23.
Number 23, Moore, picks up his first foul.
To the line.
Dane Ibsen at the line. Makes the first one.
Checking for the Builders, number 15, Chris Hemmond.
Chris Hemmond back in for the Shipbuilders. We haven't seen him since the first part of the first half.
Right, he started the game. We haven't seen him since. Also, I believe Angel Pacheco-Ortiz, he started the game as well, and we haven't seen him.
Coach Key trying to find a good lineup to finish off the game with the Shipbuilders. Good tip pass. Rowan steals the ball. Robertson cleans it up and finishes on the left side. Himmons at the point. Receives the screen by Moore. Kicks out. No good, but the ball tipped around. Someone needs to box out. Moore gets a nice tip back. Tipped in. Robertson brings it up the right side, or left side. Nope, right side. Backwards here. Inside to Olsen. Skips it over to Ibsen. Koa drives middle. Baker up and in. Add 2 more to Koa Baker's stat line. Himmin at the point. Good interior passing by the Shipbuilders, but Malachi Olsen sends it flying into the stands. Abe Conley back in.
This should be Olsen's 4th block on the night.
Ball's deflected as it tries to pass in over that taller Conley. Himmons, only 5'9", trying to pass it over a 6'7" guy is not going to happen. Conley easily tipped that ball.
Not only is he 6'7", but he's long. He's a long 6'7" as well.
Probably has like a 6'9" wingspan. Knights definitely have the size advantage. As you look over the roster, Shipbuilders, you know, anywhere between 6'6" to 5'9", and anywhere in between, but definitely have that size advantage on the Knights. I mean,
They do have a freshman player, CJ Highsmith, that we haven't seen yet, that comes in at 6'10".
Haven't seen him, and I don't know if he is dressed.
Not sure that I even see him over near the bench.
With 10 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second half, Knights lead 56-45.
Knights have answered well since that last media timeout, where immediately after the Shipbuilders cut the lead down to 7, but now the Knights have ran that lead back up to 11 here with just over the 10 minutes left in the game. Kind of a an important part of the game here, I would think, here as we get there. Are the Knights going to be able to maintain that and extend this lead a little bit and get some comfort? Or the Shipbuilders going to be able to keep it close?
Well, we know that the Shipbuilders like to run in transition, so if they can slow that ball down. Ooh. That's a tough one. That's a tough one that Coach Warrenworth has to swallow, where you're going for that defensive rebound, you tip it in. Not sure how we're going to stat that one. Hey, but Baker comes back and gets 2 more points back for the Knights. He's driving down the left side there. Emmons. Miller tries a short 10-foot jumper, but comes up a little short. Robertson tries to leave well for a layup, but just off the fingertips. Another turnover for the Knights. Back in the game for the Shipbuilders, number 0, Hawkins.
He was their leading scorer in the first half, and I believe this is the first time we've seen him in the second half.
Himmons drives right, dishes it over to Smith, comes up short. Baker up the left side to Conley. Almost puts it in, but gets fouled.
Great look there by Koa Baker to find Abe Connolly there streaking down the right side. He had a lane that he could have taken it if he wanted to, but he saw Connolly streaking down that right side and hit him right in stride. Really good pass.
Connolly at the line shooting 2. Puts in the first one.
Checking in for the Knights, number 4, Sean Kennedy, number 11, Brian Tapia.
Tapia and Kennedy back in for the Knights. Connolly looks to extend the Knights lead by 1 more with this attempt. A little off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Knights wanted it their ball, but it goes to the Shipbuilders. Chris Himmons brings the ball up. Knights back into their 2-3 zone. Smith up the top to the left side, Himmons. Himmons looks to penetrate back over to Smith. Back to Himmons. Himmons takes a 3, no good. Rebound Tapia. Ball pressure by Moore in the backcourt. Kennedy brings it up to the left side. Weiling gets on the left wing. Looks to pass it to Olsen, but not there. Kennedy waiting for a screen by Olsen. Drives left, hangs. Yang gets fouled. That little hesitation move by Kennedy really put his defender on skates and couldn't recover.
I think right now we're seeing the last few possessions with Kennedy and Baker taking the ball to the hoop. They really have the athleticism to go to the hoop and finish.
Heyman picks up his first foul. Kennedy's first attempt, no good.
And checking in for the Knights, number 45, Jake Wilson.
Jake Wilson back in. Couple Knights to watch on the court right now. Tapia can really shoot the ball outside. Connolly has that length that he can spread the floor, shoot the ball inside, but also on defensive end can really alter any shots. Eason kicks it out. Hawkins attempts a 3, no good. Tries to get his own rebound, tries to save it, but no good. Knights basketball. With 8:13 left, Knights 61, Apprentice 47. Kennedy brings it up to the right side, right wing, passes over to Whalen to the left side. Tapia tries to get it on the left side, but stolen. Hawkins takes it to the basket, no good, but for 14, Smith puts it back in. Kennedy Up the right side, now brings it over left, drive, kicks it out to Tapia. Tapia for three, and hits! Tapia gets his first bucket of the night. Shipbuilders are right back at it. Drives, no good. Connolly gets the rebound. Kennedy loses it in the backcourt. As Moore tries to put it up, no good. And Smith gets the rebound. Colby, we can see that the Shipbuilders really crashed that offensive rebound. There was probably 3 or 4 attempts right there, and the Knights failed to block out.
Yeah, I think, you know, the Shipbuilders are looking at it just over 7 minutes left. They're down by 15. It's kind of all or nothing right now. They're either going to have to cut into this lead or they're not going to have a chance in the last few minutes. You know, they're not going to have a chance to win the game in the last few minutes if they don't cut into this lead right now. So I'm sure that's why we're seeing the increase in action on that offensive end. You know, the Knights are just going to have to understand that's the way it's going to be and battle on the defensive boards.
As we go into the home stretch with 7 minutes and 16 seconds left. Knights don't really have anyone in foul trouble. We have a couple Knights that have 2, Connolly, Olsen, and Robertson. And on the Shipbuilder side, you know, Easton has 3, Good has 2, Moore has 2, and Epps has 2. So no really foul trouble on either end. And it will be exciting going down the wire here to see who's going to step up for both teams. I do want to point out that Baker is having and has a double-double. He's got 10 rebounds and 12 points, along with 4 assists. So good team play by Baker. And I mean, those rebounds are just pure hustle plays for sure.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a lot of Knights that are really filling up the stat sheet tonight. There's a lot of hustle plays out there. You know, we see Baker check back into the game now after a quick break, so I'd look for them to, again, show their dominance on the defensive boards here and get back into their scoring ways here shortly.
Smith at the line. His first attempt is good. Second attempt is good. Cuts the lead down to 13. Kennedy. Epps applies some backcourt pressure. Kennedy brings it up the left side. Gibson passes into Olsen, gets knocked away. Another turnover by the Knights. Moore pushes it up to Epps. Epps back to Hawkins. Hawkins looks like he got away with the travel, kicks it out to Smith. Smith drives to the baseline and hits. Kennedy brings the ball up. Coach Wardenberg telling his players they're not an outside shooting team. They're going to drive to the basket. Olsen kicks it out to Tapia. Back up top, Kennedy. Receives a screen by Olsen. Now drives right. Tapia puts up another 3 and splash. Hawkins puts up a 3, no good. Moore grabs the offensive rebound. Ibsen was there straight up, but it looks like the foul was going to be on. Oh, never mind. Ibsen is called for the foul.
But he must have had him down low. I didn't really see where Ibsen was in regards to where that play was occurring. We had Olsen go up high for another block. That's taken away due to the foul down low, but.
Moore at the line for the Shipbuilders, hits his first. Marion Moore, 6'5" senior from Hampton, Virginia, is a heavy metal fabricator.
Possession to the Knights.
Misses his second one. Out of bounds, Knights basketball. Kennedy back into the corner, passes it up to Baker on the right side. Baker looks to run. Passes it over to Tapia on the left side and hits another three. That's 3 threes for Tapia. Coming off the bench, providing that extra spark that the Knights need.
Been a good lift here in the second half. I think that's his third three-pointer of the half.
Moore looked like he wanted to go baseline, but nothing there. Good defense by the Knights, just couldn't secure that loose ball. Shipbuilders get it back on the baseline. Epps looks to pass it in. Smith drives middle. Scores for another. Knights lead is 14. Baker comes up the middle. Couldn't hear the call for Wolf behind him. Gets the ball tipped away. And the Shipbuilders come right down, and they're going to the line.
Foul called on number 4, Sean Kennedy.
Sean Kennedy tried to take that charge, but I think he was standing in the restricted area.
He might have been. It was kind of hard to tell from where we sit here, court side. Looked like he might have been there, but must have been in that restricted area, like you say, Brett. I think we're going to see this pretty much the rest of the game from the Shipbuilders. Just really quick on offense. You know, they know they're not great outside shooters, so it doesn't do them any good to get into a slow down type tempo. They're really going to be pushing it here, I think, the last 5 minutes.
Easton hit 1 of 2 from the foul line. Only a 60% free throw shooter of the season so far. Baker drives up left side, gets the ball knocked away. Ball's just kind of ping-ponging around. Shipbuilders come up with it. Epps on the right side. Hawkins up top. Takes a long three and hits. Now the lead is down to 10. Kennedy back over to Bart. Baker. Knights look to slow it down, run some clock. Shipbuilders rush him, gets it away. Olsen on the baseline, right side. Fadeaway shot, blocked by Eason. Hawkins for another three, no good. Ibsen gets the rebound into Kennedy. Coach Wardenberg wants a timeout with 4:14 left. 70-60. I think the game's getting a little too close for Coach Wardenberg's comfort.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy too the last couple of minutes, I would say. You know, too many turnovers. I think Coach Wardenberg wants to get a handle on that. You know, really organized who's handling the ball, what they want to do as they get past midcourt, make sure that they're making good, solid passes.
That pressure from Apprentice is coming at them, and you know, give it to the Shipbuilders. They've had caused 16 turnovers for the Southern Virginia Knights to turn them over.
They've been gritty the whole game. You know, you haven't seen them, you know, back down from the physical side of the game. You know, they've been, you know, that last possession there, they went right at Malachi Olsen. He was trying to post him up, but went right at him, was able to block his shot. So, you know, they're not going to back down. You know, a 10-point game with just over 4 minutes. The game is far from over.
And off those turnovers at Newport News, Apprentice has 17 points off of those turnovers. So as the Knights come down in the last 4 minutes, you know, in my mind, they just need to slow the ball down, take care of the ball, not put them in any predicament that they have to force a shot or make a silly pass. You'll see that probably the Shipbuilders will continue that ball pressure, continue to run, and you know, it looks like the only one that's really hit some threes outside for the Shipbuilders is number 0, Alvin Hawkins.
Yeah, he's 3 for 8 on the game. from 3-point range. You know, and then you look, you've got Tapia that's leading the Knights from 3-point range.
Knights set up in the horn set. And Epps picks up another foul.
Foul call on number 3, Tony Epps.
We'll be in bonus on both ends
His third
the remainder of the game. Sean Kennedy at the line.
Sean Kennedy to the line. Shooting 1-1.
It's the first. He's now 3 for 3 from the line tonight, with 5 assists. Makes the net, extends the lead to 12. Knights back into their 2-3 zone. Clogging up the middle. Epps passes over to Smith. Back to Epps. Epps tries a 3, comes up short. Robertson gets the rebound. Passes it up to Kennedy. Kennedy! Good thing Connolly's tall and long. He could jump out of the gym to
That
get
length
that
certainly came in handy there.
Olsen down low, has the double team. Kicks it up to Kennedy. 12 on the shot clock. Olsen drives baseline, pump fakes, goes up, and down it.
Foul call to number 22, Jaden Eason. His fourth.
Eason picks up his 4th foul.
Malachi Olsen on the line, shooting 1.
Great composure there by Olsen. He knew he had the defender on his hip. Took the time to take the contact, put the ball in the bucket.
Unable to complete the 3-point play.
Possession to the Builders.
Now Malachi Olsen is married to Courtney Olsen, who is one of the team captains of the women's team. I wonder if they go one-on-one sometimes.
They probably do every now and then. Similar game styles, right?
Number
Similar
23,
game.
Alex Whalen.
Whalen
Post
back in the
players
game.
down low.
I know they're a competitive couple.
If they do go one-on-one, probably need to have a referee.
Epps picks the ball up at half court. With 3:20 left, Knights leads 74-60. Hawkins backs that up the top to Hawkins. Hawkins dribbles left, attempts another 3 off the side of the backboard. Rebound to the Knights.
Probably a good decision there by Kennedy. He had Connolly streaking down the left side, but thought better of it. It was probably the right decision.
Connolly attempts a 3. Olsen goes to the ground trying to get that offensive rebound. No good. More back the other way. Coach Wardenberg wanted to travel on that. Probably took a couple steps. But nonetheless, the refs didn't call it. 2 points for him. Kennedy gets the ball, brings it up center of the court. Epps applying a pressure. Passes it to Olsen. Olsen loses the ball. Moore picks it up, driving hard to the basket. Goes up with the right hand and in. Lead down to 10 now.
That was a good bucket there by Moore.
Little backcourt pressure by the Shipbuilders. Robertson trying to hold off, but luckily still Knight ball. Referee said that I think it was Epps on the ground kicked the ball, so it'll be a fresh 30 seconds. Olsen gets it at half court, passes to Baker. could not convert on the transition. Coach Wardenberg calling to his players to calm down, use some clock. They have the lead.
Yeah, just over 2 minutes here. No real need to try and force the ball into something that's not really there, especially with the way the Builders are overplaying all those passing lanes right now.
That's Jaden Eason's 5th foul, saying moving screen. So he is done for the night. Contributed a lot for the Shipbuilders. Had 7 points, 8 rebounds. And his afternoon is done. Kennedy brings it up the left side, has some pressure, passes it to Conley. Conley down low to Malachi Olson, who lays it up. With 1:45 left, Knights lead by 12. Smith passes to Epps. Epps jumps, passes it over to Moore. Moore gets caught with the travel.
There's that travel call that Coach Wardenberg's been asking for.
He got it. Kennedy in, trap on the baseline. Smith steals the ball and lays it in.
Tyree Smith for the Builders.
Toa passes it into Kennedy. Sean looks to dribble it up. Here comes the trap, passes it over to Toa. Baker brings it over, passes it over to the right side to Robertson. Back to Kennedy. Knights look to stall it out. Kennedy passes it over to Conley. Back to Sean's hand. Sean receives a screen from Olson, goes up, and with his right hand on the left side, scoops it over his shoulder and puts it in off the glass. Less than a minute left in this contest. Epps attempts a 3 and makes it. Knights look to finish this off, get into the front court. Robertson to Baker, back up to Kennedy. And Hawkins fouls Kennedy. That's his first. Sean Kennedy will go to the line, shooting 2.
Kennedy's 4 for 4 from the line here tonight. He's a good free throw shooter.
Shows a lot of poise for a freshman. Coach Wardenberg has a lot of faith in that young man. Coach Wardenberg calls a timeout. With 33 seconds left, Knights lead 80-69. We'd like to give another shout out to our corporate sponsors who support SVU Athletics, Straws, Drinks, and Eats. If you have a business that you want to promote on campus, whether it be nationwide or small town, go ahead and contact Brett Schroeder at brettschroeder.svu.edu. That's BRETT.SCHROEDER@svu.edu. If you have, you want to know what kind of sponsorship packages we have, make sure that you send me an email to make sure that you get in contact. We are grateful for all corporate sponsors who make this program, as well as all other sports programs here on campus, function. Shows great community support and allows the student athletes to participate in sports that they love and cherish. Looks like Coach Wardenberg is putting in his
Sam Jack.
A couple bench players.
20, Cade Martin. And number 44, Seth Clifton.
Whole line change rule here. So Sam Jack's back into the game as well. Jackson Pierce makes his first appearance. Coy Burr, also his first appearance. Cade Martin, and also number 44, Seth Clifton. It's always good to get some of all your players some minutes, you know, get some experience on the court. You never know when they'll need them. Maybe
Absolutely.
Later
Just
on
being
in the
out there,
season.
even for 30 seconds, take some of the nerves away. You never know when you're going to need them.
Looks like Jex will dribble that out. Good, hard-fought game between the Knights and the Shipbuilders. Now we look at some of the outstanding stats that we see for the game. I mean, the Knights outshot the Shipbuilders 48% to 39%. You know, I know we said at the very beginning of the broadcast that the Shipbuilders weren't really three-point shooters, but they actually shot 5 for 24, and the Knights hit 7 for 19.
So a couple of those they hit. I think they had 3 in the first half, 2 in the second half. But really, you look down, the Knights had a lot of players that really contributed tonight. Just looking over, we had Malachi Olson, 21 points, 7 rebounds and those 5 blocks. Koa Baker, double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds. Abe Connolly with a nice game with 6 rebounds. And Dane Ibsen, maybe a little quietly, but he came in, had 12 points, and really steadied the ship a couple times there. So, leader in steals tonight also, Koa Baker, 2 steals, Sean Kennedy with another solid game overall, 2 steals, and really filled up the stat sheet. So,
I think that Coach Wardberg and staff had the right game plan as they came in. They needed to make them shoot outside shots, which they did, not let them get into the paint at all, and stop them in transition. You know, he also mentioned that limiting them to old boards, and you look at the stats there, they are actually even, 12 and 12 on both sides. The biggest thing, though, is the defensive rebounds that the Knights led 30 to 15, so doubled them up on that.
and really at the end of the day, just a good bounce back win for the Knights after a tough loss Tuesday night to crosstown rival Washington and Lee. Good opportunity for them to come in this afternoon here and get the win against the Newport News Apprentice School. So want to thank everybody again for joining in and watching the broadcast. I'd like to invite everybody to like, share, comment, and make sure you tune in for our next broadcast. We'll have either the men's basketball, women's basketball coming up here shortly as well, and also the men's wrestling. So again, make sure you like and join in anytime you can here on our night broadcast. For Brett Schroeder, I'm Colby Kemp. Say good night and continue to enjoy your holiday weekend.
Go Knights!